There's one stat that I want to make sure that we say
Yeah.
before the end. I want to make sure that this doesn't get lost. If you, I recently researched the average net worth of a renter in the United States. Do you want to give a guess on what you think that is?
Average net worth of a renter. Single or?
Just yes, whatever.
So, I don't even know.
Again, your impression of what it would be is probably what other people's impression.
Yeah.
Throw a number out.
75,000.
You're going to be wrong, so throw it out and I'll correct you. I'm the expert here.
That's right.
So the average net worth of a renter in the United States is $10,400.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
What do you think is the average net worth of a homeowner in the United States?
400?
400.
Wow.
$400,000.
Dang.
40 times.
That's
So
insane.
you hear all these conversations about generational wealth, right? And the wealth gap and the wealth disparity. And every generation, that wealth disparity is going to get worse. Because if your family is renting, and there are people that have to rent, there's just no question about it. But if your family is renting, you're not, how do you get to the next level? You know, at some point, you know, and again, you know, you and I, that doesn't mean our net worth, that's an average, it's a national average. But the only variable in that is home ownership.
Yeah.
It's the equity in your house that you just can't get as a renter. I have renters, I own rental properties, I have renters, and I'm like, dude, you got to buy a house. You know, you pay your bills, you take care of my house, you know what you're doing, you got to buy a house. But there's just a lot of obstacles for people in their lives about that. It's not a straightforward equation. So
from an investment and a wealth standpoint, you have to own a home. You have to get a home at some point.
yeah,
It's just a good idea. But
Yeah.
then even just lastly too, like, again, you talking to your kids, you know, when they're in a spot where building is financially like a good option.
Yeah.
Like, would you still push them to build versus buy if they were in a spot where they could afford?
well, there's no question.
Okay.
There's no question that because of my kids' education level and where I know that they're going to be able to go income wise eventually, I would say that, you know, if you have to, you know, new construction is the best avenue.
Yep.
Of, and you know, again, I have one of our kids, she wants to buy an older house and renovate it, and I'm like, you know, great, but that's not a good business investment at this point, because it's so expensive to do it. So there's no question, and she loves living in an apartment. She has no, you know, it's a nice apartment, she spends a lot of money on it, and I'm like, okay, well, you don't want to go from that to stripping wallpaper off the walls on your weekends. You know,
Right.
People are just too busy, they don't do it anymore.
So, but some might get into it and not knowing that, or not knowing what it's going to cost to actually.
And some people, it's the right thing.
Yeah.
It's just what they want to do.
And
you
there's
know?
definitely savvy people that are like, I mean, they love a project, you know, even younger people.
Yes.
But I think a majority for sure is just like, give me the no maintenance and something like.
You know, again, when I first got into the business, when you put into a listing, you know, this house, invest your sweat equity. That was a benefit. That was a positive. Now you're do not put in your house that needs sweat equity, because you know, I mean, again, when we were raising our kids, we went to church on Sunday, but otherwise we pretty much had our schedule. Well, now, starting when they're 4, they're going off to sports and they're going out, they're doing all this stuff and they're spending their money on that, which is great, investing in their kids, but they're also investing so much time. They just don't want the complication of owning a house. And again, that goes back to the lifestyle choices that they're making. And I think that those choices to travel and work from abroad and whatever, awesome. I mean, I wish I would have had the opportunity to do those things that, you know, when I was that age. But at some point, you know, you are going to become a actual adult.